back to the next one here. I think we are on hallucination. Yeah, this one's actually really easy to deal with. Idea here is that the disciples hallucinated, the women at the tomb hallucinated. Uh, and by the way, before I keep going, I should mention that the women being at the tomb is actually what's known as the embarrassment criterion. The embarrassment criterion. This goes hand in hand with the idea that they would only include details that actually happen. Because if they had included, because women, for better or worse, it's in there. It's an embarrassment to Christian authors at the time to include women in there, because women were not seen as credible witnesses. They weren't seen as citizens. They weren't even seen citizens in Rome for crying out loud, let alone in Jerusalem. So the fact that, if you're going to build a case, build a story you can get behind, then you're going to spread to thousands of people and go to your death for, why would you build it on that really shaky foundation? Oh, by the way, it was women, this class of people who were really disrespected or something like that, right? The class of people who are just not credible. Why would you do that? Because, that would undermine your whole story. The women did it. The people hearing that at the time would say, well, I just can't believe that. It's unbelievable. It's incredible. So I reject that right away because women did it. So the gospel writers knew this. And the only reason that they would have included it is if it really happened. The idea that if supposing it did not happen, they would never have established and built the foundation of the story on that. But back to this hallucination thing. So this hallucination theory supposes that the women hallucinated, the apostles hallucinated, and you might remember that we are told in Acts that Jesus appeared to more than 500, and he was walking around for about 40 days. It wasn't just a one-off thing. It wasn't just a one-day event. It happened over a couple months, a month and a half. So now that is not how hallucinations work. They are not collective, first of all. People don't share hallucinations. They share delusions, sure, but they don't share auditory and visual hallucinations. They share delusions where they can be deluded about something as being not true, but for each one of them to be reporting that they heard, they spoke, they touched Jesus, they ate with Jesus, and usually hallucinations don't last for 40 days. Right? That's way too long for a hallucination, which is usually pretty transitory and temporary. So this one is one of those that's very easy to dismiss as well.